The Book of Faith. I, David, Archdruid of the Grove at Carleton, write these words, so that those who come after me may know and understand some of the feelings which moved me to found the Druid movement. The tone of these writings will differ from the rest of the books, but I write as I do for clarity, and, in accordance with Druid practice, make no request that my words become dogma. In the beginning, Druidism was formed as a protest against a religious requirement at Carleton College, not in affirmation of anything, except to affirm a mutual protest against coerced religion. The history of the Druids will be found elsewhere in the various books of this canon. The founders varied considerably in their degree of religious commitment. Some believed in no God, while others in their own uncertainty, and others in the Christian religion. I am a believer in Christianity and still hold myself as such. Attacks have shifted in time from charges of insincerity to charges of emptiness and lack of real value. I write to reaffirm a new purpose set forth elsewhere in the canon. Druidism boasts no ethos. Since Druidism has never claimed to be a religion, dogmatism has always seemed incompatible with the organization. This does not mean that, as an individual Druid, I have no ethic, nor that any others who call themselves Druid are without beliefs as to what is right and wrong. As Druids, however, we can only affirm a mutual desire to ask ourselves questions about the meaning of life, and about the degree to which religious truth can be truth for us. If I were to pass on any advice to my followers, it would be to never consider that they have found, as Druids, the ultimate answer to any of their questions. Druidism is a faith, if a faith, in questioning, not in answering. Awareness to a Druid is an individual thing, to be shared, perhaps, but never codified. It has been asked, and with good reason, what is awareness? I can only answer that for me, awareness has meant strengthening of my own faith through communing with myself and with the world around me. I have come to a closer vision of the greater reality that lies beyond this world precisely because I have come to appreciate this world. It has been asked, and again with good reason, if your purpose is to ask and to inquire, then why your use of ritual? Cannot men seek for answers without the crutch of a ritual which has no real religious purpose? I can only answer that the Druid ritual has value because it can be used by different men in different ways. For one man, the sacrifice of life is the offering up of himself to a god or gods. To another, it is an offering up of his mind to a search for truth. As a priest, I repeat the great answer to calm men's hearts and minds, not as a magical formula of absolution, but for some, the answer is an absolution, washing away the distractions of a week of worry and reaffirming confidence in the idea of a purpose in life. For one man, the partaking of the waters of life is a mystical sacrament of communion with a god or gods. For another, it is an act of common fellowship with seekers of the truth. As a priest, I do not seek to consecrate the water to use with my words, but rather think of my words as a common means for others, who watch and listen, to consecrate the water within themselves. Whether what has been founded at Carleton remains or passes away is now unclear. I will always have a concern for the Druids. My own feeling is that if the experience has helped any men to better see themselves, and to become aware of the problems of life in a new way, then it will have served its purpose. I have called this book the Book of Faith. It is my faith in what I have done and in what I have seen grow. In accordance with the basic principle of Druidism, I do not presume to speak for anyone else except for myself. Yet I would add one word to the skeptical, to the vain, and to the self-satisfied. Before you, O reader, pass a judgment on the Reformed Druids, look first into your own heart and be very sure that all is right and at peace. Then, without false pride, ask those who call themselves Druids what they have learned from being Druids. Then, when you have weighed the amused against the serious, the scoffers against the men who call themselves aware, then only will you be able to judge. In the name of the Earth Mother, the great personification of all that moves and walks and lives and is upon the earth, and in the name of Baal, the source of all truth, without whom no Druid is aware, but whose nature remains to each man his own mystery, I ask upon you peace. May you, in your own way, find the truth as I have found it. So be it. David Fisher, April 12th, 1964.